Alan Weinkrantz is the brand ambassador for Rackspace in the United States. A little over 22 years ago, I wound up doing a consulting gig for an Israeli tech company involved in an industry that was then called rapid prototyping. You might know it today as 3D printing. And after a successful engagement, my client told me, he said, you ought to really think about coming to Israel and exploring, doing business here and helping Israeli, back then, startups. And in doing my research, I crossed paths with someone. Someone said, you've got to find this guy. He's in LA. His name is John Medved. So I tracked him down. I gave him a call, and all he said was, you've got to come over here. And there was something in his voice that inspired me to just start coming back and forth. It wasn't anything rational. Again, this was 22 years ago. I wound up helping some of John's companies, and in the process of doing so, I got to know not just the business side of working with John, but someone who really had a profound passion of doing good, who cares about Israel, and inspires many. I saw John coming back and forth to the U.S. to personally meet with and educate members of the technology media way back before there was the social web, Facebook, Google, high-speed internet. We were doing business on fax machines and 56K and a wing and a prayer. During those times, we've been through a lot. Being far away, I saw times of war, stock markets ups and downs, political issues that the whole world didn't always agree on, and John always stayed on message, all about great things about Israel. This summer, while I was sitting comfortably in my home in San Antonio, there was John again on CNBC and major television networks talking about all the cool things that were happening here and all the wonderful exits and all the great companies that companies like John through OutCrowd were funding. So as we gather here today in this whole process, looking at the impact of social entrepreneurship, I think it's really fitting that we have John really concluding with the conference. I think John knows a thing or two or three about being an entrepreneur, having done this many times. And now with this company called OurCrowd, it's turning into the world's leading equity-based crowdfunding platform that currently has 70 companies in his portfolio with about 100, and they funded close to $100 million in assets. John changes, he impacts, and he makes things happen. I think we can all be inspired by what John has to say and really kind of wrapping up things for today. So please, let's welcome John Medved.